This is Zachary Reality, and you are watching BachMakers.
I'm Caitlin Clark, and you're watching The BachMakers.
I'm Jason Tatum. I was trying to go. How does Jason Tatum sound? Oh, he sounds like
Uh,
Batman, right? I'm
no,
Jason
no,
Tatum.
no. And you don't sound like Batman either.
Where's Rachel? All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Batch Makers, presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. That's Michael. Quick Q&A today, followed by a interview with Mr. Zachary Reality, legend of the game. Not to spoil too much of the interview, but Michael's Swiftie knowledge gets tested, and let's just say, not great.
Not
Not
great at
not a
all.
good look for you.
Could have been better.
Right
Could
before
have
an
been
album
better.
drops too, have you listened at least?
I've listened to the first song
Did you like it, the Post
because
one?
it's named after Fortnite, the
Yeah,
video
it's named
game.
after the video game. Did you like it?
I didn't love it. That's why I didn't continue listening because if I'm not gonna love the one with Post, I'm probably not gonna like the rest of the album. So
You know what? I'll let the audience deal with you. I won't go too hard on you, but listen to the rest. It's actually,
I respect women. Look at this
you're
Caitlin
right.
Clark shirt. So you
It's
can't come
sick
at
shirt.
me.
Okay. We got some questions. I put on my Instagram. I said Q&A. Let you guys ask some questions. So we just have a few to run through before we play the interview. Um, we'll start with the question we got twice actually. So shout out to Olivia and then I don't know your first name, but Nolte74 and then Olivia asked the same question. It is, what would your dream one-on-one date look like? And I feel like we've talked about this on the show. Planning, okay, we've talked about hometowns on the show. One-on-one date is different, where it depends if I'm the lead.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
If I'm the lead, I think I don't know. What kind of cool dates do the boys have when it's the Bachelorette? I'm trying to think because they run back a few dates that are kind of the same. I don't want to do the skydiving date.
I would.
You want to do that one?
I hate heights. That's one of my biggest fears. But I think it'd be really cool for one, ABC to pay for it, and two, to always have that memory be on TV, and be able to go back to see the full video of that. I think that'd be cool. Um,
Ooh,
Obviously, I'd want something abroad. I would want something abroad, like in a different country.
mm-hmm.
The princess date would be awesome, but like a guy version of that where I just like get a bunch of free shit.
Yeah.
That's sick.
She got like 10 suits. Can you imagine? It's the
That'd be cool.
same suit.
That'd be cool.
I
A different
I
colors,
know what
like
dates I want. Either or. One, I want Katie's like overnight in a like night of the museum date, but just in a cool
that's
place.
cool.
That was
Mhm.
awesome. That's super
That was
cool.
cool.
Just getting free reign of, or like the amusement park date where they get the whole place to themselves. That's cool. I want free reign of a public place, basically. Whether it's museum, amusement park, just put me in a place where it's normally I have to wait in lines and I can just be a kid. That's what I want. Or I would secondary. I would want if I'm the lead, I want the music date, and I want to get a pick who the music artist is. So it's a free concert. That would
Yeah,
be
that's good
cool.
too. I guess backup one that I just thought of. Um, it's kind of like free reign of the whole place. If I just like got to shoot around with the chick at like Madison Square Garden
Oh yeah, like a
or
little
like
sports.
Staples
Yeah,
Center, yeah, like a sportsy date with just her, like we're just playing pickup in Madison Square Garden or in like an iconic arena. I think that'd be sick.
yeah. For my date, I would like to hang out with Justin Jefferson. That's what I want for my one-on-one date. Like,
I mean, hey, sometimes they bring in celebs
yeah.
to like coach the Bachelor Bowl if that's ever going to come back. Probably not. Gosh, it's another topic.
One-on-one
Never
date.
get
I
over
want to
that.
play football one-on-one. Bachelor Bowl one-on-one.
Oklahoma drills. Oklahoma drills on repeat. She's got to be
Yeah.
able to handle herself.
All right. So yeah, I think it depends on if you're the lead or not, but I want the free reign of all that, so that'd be cool. This is a question I don't really know how to take it, so we can kind of get weird with it. What's one of your favorite projects? I don't quite know what area of projects we're leaning into, but what comes to mind when you hear that, Mike?
I definitely think of sixth grade. It was like a music video project. And you had to do like a parody to a song, but with what you were studying about. And it was science class. And we did We Are Young, but we changed it to We Are Bones. I still like remember some of the lyrics. It's like, tonight we
Our
are
bones.
bones because we set our skin on fire. I
Higher.
don't know why it was so
We
like
can go
dark. I was like, wait.
higher.
And then we like went into like talking about some of the bones in the
What's
verses,
your
but like
favorite
that's
bone? Do you remember any of them?
I remember like the femur is a
It
bone. The
is.
phalanges are like these guys,
Those are the
phalanges.
phalanges, yeah.
Those are cool. Patella is like the kneecap. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a cool one because
Tibia,
it sounds like
fibula,
Nutella.
the Nutella,
Yeah, I like the tailbones. I'm really into tail. I'm really big into
big
tailbones.
tailbone guy.
I love looking at
Yeah.
tailbones. Oh yeah.
Just for
Um,
the love of the game. No other, yeah.
yeah. Sternums are cool.
I like that.
Um,
All right. My
cool.
my favorite project. This actually wasn't assigned to me, but I treated it like a project. This was the first ever feature film I made, a feature documentary. It was called QB1. It was about my friend Luke
Mm,
Keller. Sorry for name dropping. I don't hope he doesn't mind. He was quarterback of the high school team, and someone had the idea, and I believe it was our old business teacher. He and future former assistant coach of mine gave me an idea. Said it'd be hilarious if you made a 30 for 30 about him, because this was when 30 for 30s were like huge. ESPN was playing them all the time. They were like big deals. Um, so I made a fake trailer for a 30 for 30 during the school year, just as a joke, 2-minute trailer, did some Photoshop, whatever. And then that summer, I extended it into a full hour-long documentary. And without that video, I don't think we're here today, Michael. I don't think I'm still.
yeah.
That was the first video I ever put on YouTube. I didn't have it on my YouTube channel because I didn't have a YouTube channel. First video I ever put out to the public, and here we are now. That was so much fun to make. I made it on literally this laptop, and we filmed it on this laptop, and I edited it on this laptop. So less is more
That's still the
sometimes.
same
So
laptop.
I think so because I got this. It might have been a different laptop actually.
No way. There's no way. Is that your laptop all through college
I
too?
got this
That
senior year
is
of high school. I just don't remember when. I don't know if I got it in that summer. So maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Wait, didn't you make QB1 GF
I
too?
did. There was a
Isn't that
sequel.
that
There was a
sequel? Yeah.
sequel for uh the QB1's on and off again girlfriend that I made, which was a little more high tech, a lot more
Mhm.
intrusive, and longer.
Yeah.
It was 4 episodes long, maybe 5. Which looking back now is insane that I did that and that
Mhm.
she let me do that, but very funny. I think it holds up. Like it stands the test of
Mhm.
time. So, but yeah, QB1, the original, probably my favorite project ever done because it just snowball effect. Now we're here. So
Mhm.
that was a fun one.
Honorary mention to your shirt for
Oh,
boat.
yes.
Go listen to it right
Yep.
now. I listened to it the other day. I was thinking about it. I was like, let me pull up that music
Yeah.
video. I haven't listened to that for a while.
Yo, Michael and I are on Spotify. No, it's not, but it's only on YouTube. We should be though. But yeah,
It's not even at 1,000 plays yet. So
that's
like,
crazy. Everyone go. I'm
that's
gonna
insane.
tag it. I'll put it right here in the corner. Go watch Boat music video. Get to 1,000 by the time we have the next episode. That's kind of rude of you guys. That's not already there. Because half those views are definitely us.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least.
I mean, yeah. Or guys from my fraternity when they found out about it,
Oh yeah.
it was a wildfire.
All right, here's a fun one. I think we could have some discussion on this one. Would a Bachelor / Love on the Spectrum crossover work?
Oh my god, yes,
My
please.
dream, right? What do you think?
By crossover, do you mean like a crossover episode or like a
I'm taking
full
this on a season, like
Bachelor?
a
So like pretty
Bachelor
much
on
a
the
season
Spectrum.
with individuals with disabilities.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think ABC would go there if they're even taking away Paradise. They're not going to replace Paradise with that. That would be hilarious. Not hilarious.
That's
but
the
like,
only way.
actually
That's the
hilarious.
only way I'll allow Paradise to die is if they replace it with Bachelor on the Spectrum.
or bring back Bachelor Pad.
or that. Those are the two ways I'll
But
be okay with it.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
But would it work?
AB, I think it could work. I don't know. I've seen so many mixed reviews on Love on the Spectrum for the point of like, oh, this is kind of like intrusive of
Exploitive.
them. Yeah, it is because I do see that. So I don't know. For that, there's more people. It's a larger group. Like, is it still 30 on one? And think about like the mental effects it'll have on the one and on the 30. So I think there's a lot more drama and a lot more chaos and a lot more like trauma that would come from that. So I don't think they should try that because I don't see it ending well.
I don't know.
So
And I
just
think you've
knowing-
watched more Love on the Spectrum than I have. I've really only seen like longer clips on TikTok, social media. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. Feels like the people on that show, they're no bullshit. I like
yeah,
the one
but-
clip I saw of the guy who was going through speed dating and
Oh,
he
yeah.
checked no while the girl was still there in front of her or in front of him. That was awesome. Imagine
Yeah.
imagine him as the Bachelor.
Oh,
It might be
they're
a
too-
1 episode show. Be like, I
Yeah,
want
they're too
you.
honest.
They're too honest.
Where
It'd be
like,
awesome.
yeah, the Bachelor would be like, he maybe pick out a few,
Yeah.
but then some of the girls would be like, no, and then leave like ASAP.
Yeah.
They'd walk in from the limo, walk right back out.
A lot of the drama is
so-
caused by like the societal pressure to be like nice for the lead. The lead wants
Mhm.
to be nice and doesn't want to hurt feelings. Where there's a lot of directness that
Yeah.
we'll get if we get a Bachelor on the Spectrum, and I'm in for it. I would imagine the lead having to give out so many roses, and then he's like, I only want these 3. And it's the first episode. There's like 32 girls. He's like, no, I want these 3. And the producers are like, you have to give out roses. And he'd be like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean,
it could be a mini series,
all-
3 episodes. I'm in.
I mean, with all due respect, it sounds like a spoof. It sounds like a spoof kind of thing. Not
It sounds like a
crossover.
South Park episode, but
Yes,
I weirdly think it would work.
but IRL. Yeah.
And I also I'm on the side that Love on the Spectrum, the show, does more good than harm. I think it
I
does a
think
good
we-
job from what I can tell.
but
But I also haven't
yes,
watched
but-
it fully, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
I think but Love on the Spectrum is a very different idea of a show than The Bachelor,
Yes.
where Bachelor is more, competitive and more hearts get broken and stuff. And so I don't think that would bode over well
That's fair.
to society or the individuals.
Yeah, I think it comes down to we don't trust the Bachelor producers to handle that right.
Oh yeah,
I think
100%.
that's it.
Yeah, not a chance. Yeah.
Which maybe
Not a
if
chance.
we make enough money, we'll produce it ourselves. All right, here's a question that I feel like might be directed towards me. This is from one Dylan Barber. He says, "How do you rank people, and why is Dylan number 1?" Here's what I have to say about that. I think this show is a Dylan Barber problem, in the sense that I think Dylan's up on his high horse, thinking he needs to be number 1 on our favorite list. By the way, on the screen now, you can see our Mount Rosemore. Michael and I can't see it yet because I haven't put the graphic up. But Mount Rosemore, it's our 4 top guests to ever come on the show. So far, we've had 4. So every guest that comes on will have a chance to be voted in to Mount Rosemore. Notice Dylan ain't on that list. I think Dylan is he's getting comfortable. He's too comfortable. He has to earn the right to be on Mount Rosemore, to be at the top of that list. And he won an award. He won a BachMaker award. Didn't acknowledge it. Didn't say thank you. That shows he doesn't watch the show. And with that, I'll say, Dylan, you got work to do. That's all I'm going to say. Congratulations on your BachMaker award. Don't get comfortable. There's work to be done. Do the work. And then you'll be rewarded. That's all I'll say. What do you think? Where do you think? You don't have the relationship with Dylan that I do.
Yeah, I mean, I've never met the dude.
Shorter
so
in
like,
person. Shorter in person, for sure.
and that's the opposite of me. And that's the opposite of me.
You guys
I'm
would actually
taller
get
in
along
person.
great.
I'm taller in person. So, no, I mean, yeah, it'd be cool if you watch the show, and thank you for the award that I had. I also nominated him
Yeah,
for that award as well.
yeah.
So it's a team effort
What
there.
was that
So
award again? Wyatt's best friend.
it was like 4 sentences
Yeah, it was like
long, and
White's
the
best
only
friend,
nominee was
even
me.
though his franchise gets a new quarterback that's really good every single year, and it's infuriating.
And something about the wedding, yeah.
And even though he didn't invite me to his okay, honestly, Dylan, fuck you, dude. Didn't get an invite to the wedding. You're claiming to be our number one friend of the program, even though you don't interact with the show, and now you're trying to call the shots. It's not how that works, pal. There's a pecking order here. You see Mount Rosemore down there? That's the pecking order. Be on their level. Come on the show. So even though he's been on my show a billion times, but is what it is. He knows he needs to do better, and I think he's just grasping at straws here. So that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about Dylan. We'll see. All right. Next question. Final question, I believe. Not Bachelor show related whatsoever. Mike, what's your favorite type of sandwich? Mine changes a lot depending on.
Yeah.
I go through stages. You're going to Subway. What are you
Yeah.
building?
Okay. Whoa. I'm talking about my ideal sandwich. Why the frick am I going to
I was
Subway?
just trying to get the
All
ball
right,
rolling. Let's get the ball rolling.
I'll find a a local sandwich shop, a little mom and pop Italian place that'll give me some nice. But personally, no, I like Cubans. Like a really nice Cuban would put me just a big smile on my face. I love Cubans. I love Philly cheesesteaks.
Yep.
So overall, those two are you can't. I mean, well, you can mess them up, but like if those are to perfection, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
I'm with you. I was gonna go Philly cheesesteak, but I also, and then this is me opening up to the Batchmaker family here. I'm not a peppers guy. I don't like peppers. So get rid of the peppers. Subway has a good like cheesesteak type sandwich that I enjoy, and that's solid. Chicken teriyaki. Again, Subway is easiest for me. It's closest, so I eat that more often. I wouldn't say it's my go-to, but I make the sandwich myself basically, so it's hard to really mess up. I choose what's on it. That's how Subway works. So
But you don't make it yourself. You don't. You
I
you
construct
direct
it.
it.
I'm
Yeah, you
CEO.
consult.
I'm CEO. I boss someone else to make my sandwich. Be like, more
But you
lettuce,
don't make
bitch.
it.
Please, thank you.
Wow,
I'm
wow,
the
great.
CEO of Subway.
Gosh,
I walk
you
in.
probably don't tip
Think about the
too.
concept of Subway. You walk in and then you tell everyone else how to do their job.
I mean, that should be their
Like
marketing
you're the
strategy
CEO.
instead of just paying a bunch of old retired athletes. They should just freaking be like, you are the CEO,
Yes,
and make
that's the
like a
new.
little
Not Subway
spoof.
Eat Fresh. Subway, you're the CEO.
You're the
Yeah,
boss.
you're the boss.
Yeah, and you walk in, but then some people take it a little bit too literally and probably really disrespect some customers. I mean, some workers.
Yeah, but I think there's an idea there. But yeah, I like the chicken teriyaki there. Their flatbread's really good. But yeah, that's my go-to sandwich. All right. Thank you guys for submitting questions. Those who did, and I actually didn't check if we have any more reviews to review. So Michael and I will review all reviews. We have an
Check that right
in-person
now.
episode next week. So that'll be fun. Mike will be in studio. We have a review?
No, but we should talk about when we're doing that.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that schedule out. But Mike will be
How do I
in studio.
Oh, what? There is a new review.
You want to just review it now?
Because there was 16 before, now there's 17. Wait, that's episodes.
That's tough.
Duh. No new reviews.
Okay, we'll review any new reviews when Mike's in studio next week. But now, time for a very special interview with Zachary Reality. Please enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. The Batchmakers are very happy to welcome on a very special guest, a absolute legend in our business. Zachary Reality is here.
Ooh, thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate that.
You're like a mentor from afar for us. We see you and we're like, that's where we need to be one day.
Aw.
I wanna ask about just the name Zachary Reality. Is that like just like a name you came up with early on? You're like, I'm just gonna rock with this. You have a little
I mean, I
stage
knew
name?
I needed like some type of username that was gonna like stick and feel like catchy and stuff. So I was like looking at other usernames and seeing what other reality creators did and like kind of meshing words together. And Zachary Reality just kind of like rhymed. And I was going to like really get into covering reality stars. And then it could also be like Zachary, like this is his reality. So it all kind of just meshed together. And I changed my name like 4 years ago on social media. And I remember like the exact moment when I was like, oh my God, it's real. Like once I change it, then it's like, now I'm actually doing this for work. And now we're going to get the ball rolling and like make it like a daily type of thing.
Yeah. It's got to be nice to have that, or I don't know, you can almost like put on a mask, like, all right, I'm Zachary Reality now. Like, this is my job. Where it's like, you use your real name, everything blends a little bit, but Zachary Reality, put on that hat and go to work. I like that. I think Michael.
It seems so like simple, but like my friends will like literally call me Zach, and then so many people will come up to me and be like, do I call you Zachary or Zach? And I'm like, I guess when we're like in the business and we're working and on camera, Zachary, but if not, like, you know, people just call me whatever fits right. I get called Kari, Zacharias. So I'll take it all.
Never Mr. Reality.
I get that a lot. Yes, Mr. Reality is here. Yeah, that my friends do that to me. There's a lot of them.
That's awesome. Michael, we need to come up with cool stage names like that.
Yeah, I need a little pseudonym or whatever. So you've obviously been in the game for a while, been doing a lot of interviews. Can you just rate how we've been doing? Any tips? Like what kind of advice you can give to us young bucks?
Yeah, I think you guys are doing a great job of like being passionate about what you're talking about, because I think that's something that like really comes through to the audience. It's like you want to follow someone that actually like is invested, because then you get invested together. So I think you guys are doing a great job of, you know, building that community and showing that passion and getting major guests like Maria's dad. I saw that and I was like, let's go. I was so shook. Like, of course, get the parents. If you can't get Maria, like her dad's the next best thing. You guys got a cameo. Like, I love that. Like, I love that you're going for it. And just like, you know, it's a lot to ask people, be like, hey, come on my podcast. You know, I have to do it every week. It's exhausting, but like, it truly is worth it. And like, you got to get that domino effect where it's just like, you keep going and don't stop.
Yeah. I mean, we've upgraded. We went from Maria's dad. Now we got you on. Like, there we go. We're trending.
Who's next?
But yeah,
the only thing's better than me is Maria. So
fingers crossed one day. No, Nick's the man. We love Nick. Obviously, he did us a huge favor for coming on. So that was really cool. I want to know, this is going to be a lot of us just like, hey, what do you think about this? Because you've been in this business for quite some time. How do you handle maybe not drama, some beefs with people? Maybe you've said some things about people and then, hey, I'm going to interview you now. How have you navigated that?
I think it's just like always being respectful, like, you know, and feeling out people's energies, you know, like there are definitely people that I am like fans of that I would love to say hi to. But if I see them at an event and I'm like, I don't know if our energies are going to mesh, you just got to let it pass. You know, I think there's so many people I've been able to connect with online and so many people who love my page that, you know, you just have to kind of gravitate towards those people and, you know, focus on those people and not focus on any beef or drama. I don't get involved in any of that. Like I say things sometimes and I'm sarcastic and, you know, maybe people don't get my sense of humor all the time, but I don't really like play the messy game and I never have, at least not for a really long time. So it's not really an issue.
I kind of want to start, like, this is bad, but I kind of want to start one. Just in the back of my head, it would be fun to like have internet beef with someone. Obviously, like not real, genuine, like hate or disgust, but it'd be kind of fun to like have a little internet squabble. I don't know.
Start some beef with Drake.
Well, I don't know. Did you guys see my TikTok with Daisy?
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool. How was that?
That was like fake beef, right? Like I was like, hey, you're my number two. Like that stuff is fun. I love all those shticks. So I'm into that, but
maybe we can start beef. We'll just
us versus you guys, me versus you. Okay.
There we go.
Well, we got time, so we'll see where this chat goes.
Yeah, we'll start to just shade you just in random TikToks. Be like, oh man, do you see what Zachary Reality said?
Oh really?
Get a load of this guy.
You start a war?
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't want to trigger me.
Yeah, that's a war that we would not win. I don't like our chances there.
Yeah.
Just don't come for the Zachary Reality army.
Yeah. Do you have a name for your fans?
No, I don't.
You should.
Zachary Reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Zachary Reality. Like you say it like one word.
Yeah, I like that.
For sure.
The reality. No,
yeah,
that doesn't work.
I don't know.
Nope.
Nope. Good try, Mike.
Cut
Try
it.
again.
Cut it.
Okay.
Cut
Cut
that.
it. Cut it.
How long have you guys been doing your podcast for?
I think we started end of
September.
charity season.
Hmm.
We did, yeah.
Like we did like
right
a finale recap for charity season, and then went straight in. Then it was Paradise, and then Golden Bachelor. But
How long have you guys been watching it?
I started watching for like completely with Colton season. Colton season was the one I was locked in on. But I also I have a different pod. Sorry, go Mike.
I started Matt James season.
Yeah. So we're both pretty new. I know you started much before
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Jake Pavelka. You probably don't even know who that is.
I don't even know. Can you? I was gonna ask this later. How far back can you name Bachelor leads, like in order?
That's so
Can you
fun.
get them all?
Oh my god, I love that. Okay, I love games like this. I'm so into this shit.
Let me pull up the list of fact check.
Okay, get your facts ready. I'm gonna go from Joey and I can do all the way to Jake, which is my first season. So that's like 15 years. I think I can do it. Is there a time limit?
No, you take time as much as you need.
Okay.
Just don't mess up.
Should I start?
Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
And I'm not including Gary.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, so Joey, Zach,
check.
Clayton,
check.
Matt James,
check.
Pilot Pete.
Yep.
Is it Colton?
It is Colton.
And then before him was definitely Ari. Before Ari was Ben Higgins.
Oh,
wait, is someone in between?
Yep, it's one of the big ones.
I got one pass. Oh, Nick Vial.
Yep, there we go.
Ben Higgins.
Yes.
Before Ben Higgins was Juan Pablo.
Nope.
There's someone in between.
There's someone in between. I've never heard of this person.
Oh, it's someone like really low key.
I think could be high key, and I just don't know. Iowa native.
Oh, Chris Soules.
There you go.
Then
it's Juan Pablo.
Then Sean Lowe.
Yep.
Then Ben Flanick.
Yeah, who is Ben?
My favorite. I loved him as the Bachelor.
Really?
Oh my god, I loved him. Yes, he was one of my favorites. And then before him was Brad Womack. Right?
No. Then was Jake.
Oh, Jake, and then Brad. No.
Then it
Brad.
was.
Jake was before Brad. And Brad did it twice.
Ben it skips season 15 for some reason. Oh, because he did it twice. That's why he's listed later in my list.
He did it twice.
There's a guy who did it twice. I need to know more about the Bachelor lore.
Yeah, so he did it twice because I didn't watch the first season. That was before Jake's, but his second season I watched, and then I knew the background of it because he didn't find love on his first season. He got to the end and he broke up with 2 girls at the same time. Or I mean, like one after the other on proposal day. He broke up with one and then he broke up with the other and he left single. So it's absolutely insane. They would never do this now, right? But they ended up bringing him back 2 years later, or a few years later, and gave him another chance. And then the whole season, it was like, is he going to do this again? Is he going to do it again? And then he picked Emily Maynard, who became the most iconic Bachelorette of all time. But because they ended up breaking up. So that is like, there was some good juice back in the day on The Bachelor. Like there was some really good juice back then.
You should write like, I don't know, maybe not a blog or a book, just like a Bachelor history like guide. So because like for us who are getting into it like later in the game, we're still new to it, somewhat, all things considered. You should just like have like a brief.
Should I make like a PowerPoint or like do like a podcast? Like,
yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll do this. We'll do an episode with you after Gen season when we have more dead time, and just you walk us through all the seasons. Be like, this will happen. This will happen,
That's
and so we know what actually happened. That'd be fun. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
I could do more of stuff like that just to help people because people are interested in the history. They don't know it. But for me, once I watch it, even if it's 10 years later, like I still know the story to the back of my head, you know, so I'm sure you guys feel that way with certain shows that you watch. Like you never forget those seasons and those episodes. It's like ingrained in you.
Yeah. We thought about doing rewatches for seasons. Are there any seasons you would recommend, but like early on ones?
Definitely Emily Maynard's season of The Bachelorette. I think Bachelor, I mean, Jake Pavelka's season was so good. and so was Ben Flanick's. I mean, that was a crazy season where there was a very iconic villain, Courtney Robertson, who I guess I won't give any spoilers, but she made it very far, and it was a very entertaining season. So those two I would recommend for sure.
All right.
And Sean Lowe, but I feel like everyone's seen that.
Yeah, which I haven't seen it fully, but I've seen parts, I think.
Yeah. There's so many good seasons. Bachelor Pad as well is fun to watch.
Yeah.
So switching to kind of the Golden Bachelor with our boy Gary. I had this idea. I think before the season ended, Wyatt, right?
Yeah, you were like middle of the season. You came up with it, or not? You didn't come up with the idea, but
you
pitched it.
I pitched the idea, and ABC's gonna steal it from me. I know they are. So I mean, you're familiar with Love's Blind, right? How they do it regionally based, where they'll do Seattle, Chicago, whatever, and pick a city, and all the contestants be from there, and then after the pods and the vacation, they come back and live life together. I think Golden Bachelor is a perfect franchise to do something regionally based, because I think the big reason why Gary and Teresa broke up was distance. I'm sure there's other reasons and stuff, but people have families and people have lives, and they're 70 years old. They're probably not going to want to move to another state across the country. So like, I think that's how like the Golden Bachelor franchise can actually find couples, actually have some lasting relationships. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that if they were in the same state, that their relationship maybe would have had less challenges. But I do think that their relationship ended ultimately because he seems a little sus. It seems like the big issue, because I watched one of their interviews, is that she was still working like 5 days a week, and she like is so passionate about her job, and she doesn't seem to want to retire for like 3 to 4 years. But he is really antsy to get his life together and back on track. I mean, retirement. Like he wants to just like retire and chill.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I was going with that for a second. Lost my mind. But I think that's a great idea. I think they should do it in Florida. And I think that there's a lot of stakes for the Golden Bachelorette because this couple fell apart so quickly. And I know that they're casting really heavily for Golden Bachelorette, and they're supposed to, air it in the fall. I'm so curious who it's going to be. So I think that there's a lot of pressure for that to work out. So they should totally do that in Florida or another, populated elderly place. And I think that they could make it work. It's going to be hard to do it, I think, but we'll see.
Do you have any suspicions on who that might be for the Golden Bachelorette? We are huge Leslie fans, choo-choo. We're on the Leslie train. Do you have any suspicions on who that might be?
I do believe it's going to be Joan. That's what I think.
All right, I like that.
I think they're going to really go for the shock value. And I hope I don't ruin her chances if I say Joan.
Knock on wood.
I think Leslie's the obvious answer, and I think that it could be Leslie, but I think Joan it's gonna be Joan. I think she would be a great fit, and I think it would really be shocking.
I like that.
She's a little bit younger too, so you can probably go a little bit younger with the cast.
Yeah. I think she's only like 60.
There's good options though.
Yeah.
Let's find out soon. I feel like we've been waiting forever since they announced it,
right?
And like they're still heavily casting, so I don't think they're going to announce it soon. But if they let's say they make us wait until the end of Gen season to announce it, that's going to take forever. So if they want to get ratings for Gen season, maybe they should announce it during premiere night, who the Golden Bachelorette is. And then we can kind of like, that could really help get everybody back in immediately. That's what I want to happen.
I like that. I've always been rooting for Susan to be the host of it. I think Susan would be an awesome host for the Golden Bachelorette. Like they're along with Joan, helping her out. I think that'd be cool. But I want to ask you kind of just like from your own personal life, how weird is it for most people's like leisure activity is to watch reality TV. Like that's like, all right, I'm done with work. I want to kick back, turn my brain off, watch reality TV. How weird is it for you for that's your job, right? Someone's leisure activity is your job. Is that a weird switch to have? How do you navigate that?
It could be very stressful at times because I feel like there's a lot of people counting on me, especially during like Bachelor finales or big episodes, to like give so many updates and post on every single app all times. My arm really hurts. It's like physically exhausting. But I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I feel like I'm so lucky to be able to do what I'm doing, and I clearly love it. And it's just like, I think you just like, it's work. So like for me, when I'm working, I'm working. And when I'm not working, I'm not working. Like I take time off on the weekends and I chill. But like during the week, like when it's time to work and watch the shows, it's like the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Who can complain?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. We have a quick question. How do we get invited to one of those live Bachelor finales, or like after the final rose or anything?
Have you been to one?
No, I've never been invited to
How?
one, so
Yeah, how do we
I
get in?
can't help you. I don't know. I know that there's a lot of people who are who used to be like you're in SAG, like you were an actor, but then it changed to now they just put a link online and they just accept whoever's like in the area. And I know a lot of people who go like often because they're like easy to work with. They know the drill, so like they're good audience members, because it is a lot of work if you're there 3 hours and you're clapping and smiling. Like it's harder than people think it is.
Yeah.
So you have to know someone, right? Like on the show, I have tried to go so many times, and it just has never panned out. So I would love to go, and I would love to bring you guys too.
Yeah.
So maybe one day.
If either of us, first one of us to get invited, if we get a +1, let's agree, take each other.
To do a +2.
A +2.
To do a +2.
Yeah. I love when you get invited to an event. They're like, you can have a +2.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
There
okay.
we go.
More
Oh,
the merrier.
Yeah. Package deal, ABC, if you're listening. We're all going together. What's your relationship with spoilers? So obviously it probably helps you if you kind of know where things are going to like prep content, all that stuff. Do you enjoy if you're spoiled? Do you try to avoid it? What's your spoiler deal?
I like getting screeners for shows that I watch, let's say a few days before, so I could be prepared. But I think it's really fun to not do spoilers. I did them in the beginning a lot more, and I think it was a way for me to gain traction and followers and like get an audience and gain like credibility and loyalty and like that relationship. But I think over time it's worked better for me to not know spoilers, because then I can watch and react each week to the show and other shows like organically with everybody else. I definitely dive into the theories. If a spoiler shows up on my timeline, I'm gonna read it or look away really quickly because I can't help myself, but I try and avoid them. I think it makes the show less fun, and I don't think spoilers are in anymore. I think that it's more fun to just like watch and like but the theories go crazy. Like I love making up theories and having insane theories that I know are not true, because that is fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. That's what we do. Like I try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. And the people, I don't like. I've talked about this before in the show. I don't have a huge issue. I have a little bit of an issue with like the Reality Steves of the world who put out the spoilers. My biggest issue is with the people who see the spoilers and then tell people who aren't spoiled. Like, why would you DM me and tell me what happens when you know I don't want to know what happens? Those are the people I'm like, what are we doing?
Well, they think they're helping. They literally think they're helping. I see spoilers in my comments. I mean, you just try and not believe anything until you see it on TV,
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking to one of my friend's friend, and it was probably like week 3 of Joey's season, and we were talking about it. She was like, "Oh, how's the podcast? Good." And she was like, "Oh, like I know who wins." And I'm like, "Okay, well, don't tell me." Like, and she's like, "Why don't you want to know?" I'm like, "Why would you want to know?" And she was like, "I just get so much like social anxiety watching these people on TV that like it helps me watch it better. Like if I know what's gonna happen, I know how their journey's gonna end." And I was like, I kind of see where you're coming from, but that's also a little bit crazy.
That's nuts.
So,
yeah. That ruins the show. But so I get why people are into that, but it ruins the excitement watching each week.
So if you were put in charge of The Bachelor for a day, like what would you do? What would you do differently?
For one day?
Yeah.
Or even a season. One day or a season. Or
I would make my own season. I would pick the 25 hottest guys from The Bachelor that I like, and I would just have everyone pretend that it's my season and it would be my rules. That's what I would do.
I love that. That's awesome. That's a great answer.
Yeah. It could be like a parody.
Yeah.
But it'll still be like a journey. And someone's gonna have to make out with me. Like, come on.
And then you can control the edit too. So like you're gonna look. Yeah.
They can edit however they want. It's fine. Okay. As long as everyone's watching knows that it's like a parody. It's not going to be a full season. It's going to be like a 2-hour special.
Oh, I like that. I had the idea with, I was talking with Katie Thurston about this. I said they should release on Hulu like a different cut of the show where the lead is in control of the edit. And you see how differently, like it's the same footage, but the lead is the like lead editor or producer. so the lead gets to control how it's edited, just so you can see how different that footage would be. ABC would never do that because it would kind of ruin the reality TV bubble, but I think that'd be pretty
Yeah,
fun.
but also like editing is so tedious, and you know
Yeah.
these people take hours of storytellers. Like there's so many people on the editing team. Like it's not as always simple to be like,
Yeah.
you know, this is what my edit's going to be. You know,
Yeah.
it's a real production back there.
Yeah. Do you have a Mount Rushmore of like Bachelor contestants, Bachelor, Bachelorette, Paradise? Like, who are your 4? Not good, not bad, just like iconic. Those are your 4.
Oh, that's a good question. Just like in general, Bachelor
Yeah.
from anyone.
Anyone.
Okay, this is ever changing, so hard. I'm gonna try and do a fun variety. I'm gonna put on Emily Maynard, my favorite
Okay.
Bachelorette, the OG. I'm gonna put on Joey, my recent favorite current Bachelor. Loved him.
So good.
I'm gonna put on Maria because, duh.
Duh.
And I'm going to add Miss Hannah Brown.
Nice. Nice. I love her. She was so good. That
She was iconic,
she
and
is
she's
how
like the face of the Bachelor in so many ways
yeah.
at its peak. So
She's what I imagined if Maria ended up being the Bachelorette. I think we would have got a very similar season where when Hannah Brown was the lead, it was Hannah Brown's show. Like it was,
Mhm.
she was running shit. And Maria,
Yeah.
obviously, we know she's gonna run shit her way. And I thought that's kind of where we're leading, but I think Jen's gonna do great too. I do love Jen, so we'll see.
I'm so excited for Jen too. I'm excited to learn about her culture
Yeah.
and see her journey. And I think it'd be cool if maybe a couple of the girls went to visit her and to host like a group date.
Yeah, love that.
I think this is the first Gen Z Bachelor or Bachelor. I don't know if because Joey was isn't he technically a millennial? So maybe that's
Yeah, probably.
will
'Cause
connect
he's like
more
28.
to Gen Z.
There you
I don't
go.
know. But so you're someone that obviously knows a lot of things going on. Do you
Yeah.
have any inside scoop of whether or not Bachelor in Paradise is canceled?
Yeah, so I did have Ben Higgins on my podcast, and he is very close friends with Wells, who is the bartender. And you know, he says that he said on the podcast, word for word, Zachary, I think we lost this show. I think it's just not going to happen this year. It's not in the cards. That's what the streets are saying. So I don't think it's completely gone. I think that they could bring it back sometime next year or rebrand it. I don't know what the future of the franchise is. It does feel like we just left a real peak with having such a great Bachelor season. But, you know, I could be worried for viewership with Jen's season if that wasn't people's first choice. And I could be worried for the Golden Bachelorette if, you know, Gary and Teresa just set this tone where, you know, we're ready for some type of mix up of a show soon. So I think they could bring back Bachelor Pad and make it like competitive and have love. And I think that would be ideal because I don't want the franchise to go anywhere soon, but I can't say I'm like so excited about what's coming up this year after leaving on such a high from Joey's season. I feel like that was the best we were going to get for this year. It feels like.
Yeah, it's such a high. It felt like for the first time since I've started watching that there's a new audience, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It felt like there was a new group of people probably watching for the first time with Joey's season. And it felt like there's all this momentum and it was going and going. And then they just kind of dropped the ball at the goal line. And then now they're going to try to scramble to still score. And we'll see. I don't know. I'm optimistic, but cautiously. So we'll see. I just don't think, they have 2 megastars still just sitting on the sidelines right now, Daisy and Maria. There's no way they're done with them, right? Like they have to, I don't know what capacity they could come back, but there's no way this is it for them. It can't be, right?
I hope not. There's a lot of people who would be so iconic to bring back, but those two girls for sure are very legendary. I love following both of them. So time will tell, but this is going to be a Bachelor Nation, you know, hiatus. I think for a couple of months. I didn't expect this divorce to kind of spark things again, but I can't imagine there being much Bachelor Nation news, you know, in the next couple of months.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but we're again excited for Jen's season. We'll see.
Mhm.
We're gonna bring in our producer Lizzie here ask some questions. You're allowed to say no if she asks some crazy questions. She goes crazy. You never know.
It's
Okay.
wild.
Let's spice it up. Lizzie.
Yeah, I go super
Okay.
crazy. Can't so my first question, I know you cover other shows like besides The Bachelor. If you could be on any of the other reality shows, which one would you choose to be on?
I think Traders would be a really good fit for me. I love competition. I love strategizing. I love alliances. And that's a very like performative show where there's like that aspect, which I think is really exciting with the round table and everything and being mischievous, traveling to Scotland. So I think I would love to be a trader and win.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
would be super cool.
Yeah.
Here's a really hard-hitting question. What's your favorite food, like
It's a
fast
tough
food?
one, Lizzie.
I'm always down for some McDonald's. Like McDonald's fries is just like it's like a slice of home. It's like mandatory.
What else are you like going Big Mac, McChicken? What's the full order there?
Chicken nuggets. Usually just like a 6-piece chicken nugget, large fry, an iced coffee, or strawberry banana smoothie was like my classic growing up. But I would just get fries in the smoothie for a long time. So I would say that. But of course, I just there's Wendy's, In-N-Out, burgers, Shake Shack, but McDonald's, of course,
We
or
don't
Starbucks.
we don't have the In-N-Out
Love
and
it.
Shake Shack up in here in the Midwest, so we're
Yeah,
jealous.
Where are
Shake
you
Shack.
guys?
We're all. You have Shake Shack?
Dude, there's Shake Shack and Fishers.
Yeah, there's
There's
Shake
not
Shack.
a Shake Shack by. No, there's not.
Dude,
That's
yes,
crazy.
there is.
That's crazy.
there
Did
is.
not know that. Well, that's news to me. I'm in Indiana. Michael's in Chicago. Lizzie's in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we're all in the
yeah.
Midwest, like
Got
within
it.
2 hours of each other. Just a little spread out.
Nice.
I did not know there was a
Okay.
Shake Shack here. That's crazy.
Uh,
No one
Dude,
told
it's
me.
literally right by the top
Yeah, there's
golf.
one literally downtown in
Okay.
Shake
all right.
Shake Shack slaps. It's really good.
All right. Might be going to Shake
I
Shack
love
soon.
Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Lizzie, you got any more questions?
Yeah, so my last question, I kind of stumped
This is
Greer
true.
with this one. But if you could choose one song that you feel describes you like as a person, what would it
Whoa.
be?
Another good one, Lizzie. She's on a heat check.
Damn. Okay, this is so corny, but like this is so embarrassing too. But the first song that came to mind was Taylor Swift,
I'm a Swiftie.
Enchanted. It's so magical,
Okay.
but I like to think of life as just like a dream. You know, like I'm just such a free spirit, and I think that song is just like about romanticizing life and making everything about nostalgia and just like freedom and like letting free and traveling, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I really like that song. That's a good.
Love that. We're
Yeah.
Swiftie, we're Swiftie podcast too, right?
Yeah, it's just a little
We
too
are
corny
Swifties.
sometimes.
Michael, say you're a Swiftie.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
Swiftie.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure
I
we're
can
all
name
on the
so
same
many
page.
songs. I can name so many songs.
We're just bringing
Name three.
Michael.
Name
Go,
three.
Name three Taylor Swift songs. Go.
Love Story.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I just
10-minute one.
I just said one. I literally just
Enchanted.
That was a
Two.
10-minute long one.
The really long one. Then Love Story Taylor's version. They're different.
No, that doesn't
No,
count.
doesn't
That
count.
does not count. That's
No.
If
illegal.
she can do it, I can.
Hey,
if
hey.
she can do it, I can.
No.
What's
You
the
need one more. This
Zachary,
is
if
not
he
hard.
can't do this, I'm kicking him off the show. You're now a permanent co-host.
I
I'm
literally had to
sorry.
name
Oh
10
my-
bachelors in a row.
Yeah, you can't
I
name
was gonna
And
say
you
Taylor
can't
Dark
even name
Horse, but that's
three?
That's Katy Perry.
Come on.
Oh my god,
Michael, you're making us look bad.
dude. Like if you start like once I hear him. Oh,
I don't know about you.
22, 21, 22.
But,
Is
22.
it called 22 though?
I think it's called
It's not
22,
called
right?
I think it's a feeling 22.
Yeah, it's called 22.
Beyond,
I think it's just 22.
Zachary, you don't know your Taylor Swift.
I'm not like I'm a Swiftie, but I'm not
It
like
is.
hard. I'm not a Swiftie
Yeah.
Swiftie.
It is.
Well, Michael, we'll work on that. We'll
that's
work
the
on
end of
that,
my
Michael.
question.
Loved her
Please.
questions. Loved her questions.
Lizzie, another great round.
Thank
She's 3 for 3 now on interviews. Great questions.
Woo.
I have one final question just for you. I want to
Okay.
know what's next for you. What are the goals for the next year, next couple years? Where do you see yourself the next couple years?
Yeah, I want to keep growing on TikTok and YouTube and my podcast, just like keep on growing the content and hoping to do bigger partnerships and grow as an influencer. And the ultimate goal is to host my own type of show where I could travel the world and have some like reality competition in the mix. So that's like the long-term dream, Jeff Probst style. But for now, I'm just on the journey I'm on and hoping to keep going and stay
Awesome.
positive, happy, and hopefully fit.
Hell yeah. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate this. Thank you for supporting this little show we have. It means a lot. I want to let people know where they can find you, where they should see, where should they go listen, all that stuff. What should they look for?
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it. It's nice to meet y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody can find me at Zachary Reality everywhere: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, podcast. So check me out, and I'll have to have you guys on my show very soon. So
Yes.
we'll be in touch. Thank you again for having
Yeah,
me.
of course.